Alrighty, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about how to create change for good. We're in a new year, and if you're someone that has had a really challenging past few years, as someone that has been in an affair dynamic, it's not easy. It's not easy, and you've probably been on a roller coaster of emotions. You might feel like your life is flying by without any change, and so here we are, we have an opportunity to create change. We've got this natural clean slate that we feel when we go step into a new year. But if you're anyone that has felt like you've been in this situation of an affair for ages, you might be feeling like, I want change. I'm ready for change. I no more. I'm not willing to settle for this anymore. But yet your body might be feeling like, yeah, but based on current statistics, you're not going to follow through. Like, it's not going to work. You're going to fail again. It's just going to be another year of pain and being stuck and letting your life slip by. And so how do we step out of that? How do we actually make this 2022, or if you're listening a few years on, how do we make this new year one that actually is pivotal in you creating change and saying yes to your life? And so I want to go through the power of, in this video, I want to talk about the power of decision. So you must, in order to create change, you must have a whole body yes. Like, your body has to be fully on board, you deciding what you want to actually take action on. And so if you're in an affair experience and you're wanting change, like you're sick of the pain, ultimately, you know that much. You're sick of these, like, the highs aren't worth the lows anymore, and you're ready for change. You might logically or consciously know you want change, but your body hasn't decided yet. Your unconscious self hasn't decided yet that that's what it wants. Because ultimately, we are animals at our core. And so if you're wanting change, your animal seeks safety first. And so it doesn't necessarily, in order to create change, your conscious brain and your unconscious brain have to be in alignment. So consciously, you want change, you want out of this situation, you want to be in a healthy relationship or whatever it is that you're seeking. Ultimately, you don't want to be going through this pain of an affair relationship dynamic anymore. And so if you're feeling that, yet your body wants the love, the connection. It doesn't want to lose the security of what this affair brings. Maybe it's in the workplace and you don't actually want to leave your workplace because there's so many benefits there. Your unconscious body, which is at its core, your animalistic self, is going to be making sure those needs are met above any wishes or desires that you have in your conscious brain. So this is where we get stuck. This is completely where we get stuck, is because we make goals, ideas of what we want to create from this conscious self of, oh, I would like to create this, I would like that, I don't want to be stuck in an affair anymore, I want to be able to be moving forward with my life, I want these visions and goals to come through. Yet you're actually an animal at your core, and you're operating majority of yourself from your unconscious body, which is seeking survival first. So it is going to be putting all its energy into making sure it's staying safe and essentially staying away from death, because that is what survival is. And so it's going to be looking for, how can I make sure I'm getting loved? How can I make sure that I am safe and secure, sheltered, getting the income that I need? All these things, so that I'm not at threat of dying, of being no one. And so in order to create change, if your conscious body is saying, I want this, and your unconscious, your conscious self is saying, I want this, but inside you feel this, like, I'm not ready to take action on that. That's too big. That's too scary. Then yes, you will go through the months until we get to the end, until we get to December, and feel like nothing has actually changed. So how do we actually synchronize these two? First thing we must do in order to create change that lasts, and in order to commit to ourselves is we have to decide. So ultimately, you have these goals, these visions, or this outcome that you want, but you haven't fully decided. And you might be saying to me, Kate, seriously, I don't want this pain anymore. I have decided, like, I want it. I understand that. And if there's a part of you that is still stuck in the situation that you're in, then there's a part of you that is still holding on to that situation, which means that you've still got part of your foot on first base when you're trying to get to second. And so we need to find out, where is that foot that is staying on first base? What is it? What is it? Is it the security of your income that is wrapped around this affair situation? Is it the fear of losing love? Is it the fear of the mess that might come up if you end this affair? That can be a massive fear. Is it a fear of doing things that people don't actually support you on? And so you might have all these goals, these visions, and other people might be like, oh, but you've got it so good in your workplace and you're growing up the ladder or whatever it is. Like, why would you be completely shifting it up now? And this fear of not being seen in the eyes of the people that you look up to most, or in your inner circle, as seeing less than. All these fears we need to figure out, I invite you to figure out, is where is that part of yourself that hasn't fully decided to take action on it? What is it? And how can we start unraveling the stories around the need for that security so that we can fully step in to you taking action on what it is that you want? I didn't feel like I explained myself clear enough and got a little bit distracted there. But what we want to do is we want to really make sure that we are clear on the stories that our animal survival self is continuously holding on to, clinging on to, and we want to investigate them. So if you've got your conscious goal and you've got your animalistic stories, the fear self, the survival self, first, I want you to consciously, right now you're unconsciously just running this pattern without actually knowing. I want you to consciously choose to inquire around, what is it that is my survival tactics that I am running unconsciously that are keeping me stuck in this situation? So if it's money, is it the fear of loss of love? Figure out all these things that you are actually fearful of so that you can start questioning those stories. And when you start questioning them, like, is it actually true that if I leave my workplace, I will never create another good opportunity again? Which is the thought that our animal self truly runs. It's like, I can't lose it, and so it holds on. But if you actually look into that story and put like a flashlight on it and look into it, you'll find that story isn't actually serving me, and that is one that is actually keeping me stuck from taking the action that I want. So is it the money? Is it the fear that things will get messier? Is it the fear of how your affair partner will cope if you break it up? Is it the fear of the wife finding out or family finding out if you break it up? Find out all these fears, and we need to start questioning them, because ultimately this is a messy situation. It could get messier, and in order for you to create change in your life, you've got to choose, well, am I willing to stay stuck in these emotions that I'm constantly feeling on a daily basis? Or am I willing to step through that discomfort in order to get out the other side? So decide. The second thing that I want you to do is to eliminate blame or excuses. So eliminate the blame, the excuses that you are putting externally onto this situation. So when we are finding issues, excuses, reasons, justifications why we can't change, or putting the blame onto the other person, then we are essentially stepping out of the driver's seat of our life and into the passenger seat and allowing life to run while we just like point fingers. And so if you're wanting to create change, we have to step out of those stories of putting the blame and the excuses and the reasons and justifications of why change can't happen right now, and start being like, well, how can I make change happen right now? Step back into the driver's seat. And the next thing that I want to just quickly go over in order to create change is your environment. Your environment is powerful. If right now you're in an environment that isn't fully bringing out the best in you, I invite you to start putting intentional effort into getting into an environment that really brings out the best of you in the coming months. When you naturally step into a better environment, it will bring forth the better part of you because you'll naturally rise to the level of where they are operating at. Just like, say, for example, I love dancing, and I'm not technically a dancer, but I go out, and when I hang out with those people, I start learning to dance. And the same with you. Like, if it's something that is completely unnatural, if you say you hang out in a different country, you will start learning the language. You don't have to intentionally put in any effort. You're just literally putting yourself in a better environment, and that environment will start to rub off on you. So is the environment that you're in right now rubbing off on you in a good way or a not so good way? And how can we start putting ourselves into places or around people, around mentors, around communities, around gyms, whatever it is, around leaders, around coaches, around therapists, whatever it is, an environment, communities that is going to help you create change. One thing that you could do is I have a group for women that are in affairs. So you can always click the link below and join the group of other women creating change on this journey. And that, again, will just help bring the momentum, because it's not just you going through this journey alone. And when we have a team of people together, that energy gets heightened. And just like momentum, like a plane that takes off, once you get off the ground, it will become a lot easier. So change this year. Are you committing to yourself? Are you making the decision to say, this is the year? If your body is still saying, I don't believe I fully can make the change, or is it just going to be another year of no change? And there's a part of you that doesn't believe in itself, believe in yourself to create the change. One, you can reach out to me on Instagram, links are below, email, links are below, or you can have a call with me. Again, links are below, and we can talk about what are those fears that are actually stopping your body from saying, I commit, I decide, I am ready, I feel excited about change. If there's a part of you that doesn't feel excited, then that in itself is saying that you're not going to create change, because you want to be excited for the things that you want to do, the change that you want to create. If it's just fear, then you're not going to step into that. I think I covered everything in a little bit of a roundabout way, so I hope that video makes sense. It was a bit skew-with, but all in all, we're in a new year, and you can create so much for yourself when you fully decide that this is who I am, and I am no longer willing to settle for anything less. And as soon as you have that standard for yourself, I assure you, and your body is like, yes, I am in, I assure you, change can happen so fast. I just want to quickly say, for me, my personal experience, I was wanting change from day one. So I was in an affair for 7 years, and I, from day one, was just, no more, this has got to stop, this is hurting me, this is not good, I don't value this, I don't believe in this. And I was constantly running that story. 6 years in, I was like, okay, now I don't even believe in myself to create change. Like, I don't follow through with my word, I don't follow through with what I want, and I just lost all faith in me. And I was like, who am I? I've been wanting this for years and nothing's actually been happening. And I've been seeing counselors and therapists, and like I would just go straight back into the situation. I'm like, why is nothing changing? And it was so frustrating. And then I met someone that turned my life around, or they would say that I turned it around. And I truly believe when you can hang around the right people that can find that within yourself, then ultimately you can create change straight away. You can 100%. I truly believe that when you find that within yourself, change can happen in an instant, like overnight. So if you're in this position right now where you feel like years are going by, I actually don't even believe in myself to create change, where is this going? don't worry. I was in that situation where nothing was changing. I didn't believe in myself anymore. And I didn't think that change could happen fast. And it really did. It happened so fast. And it just happened all before my eyes. And here I am today thinking that I never would be able to tell anyone about this experience and I'd be taking it to my grave. And I'm helping you ladies get through the same experience without the shame and the guilt and free from that pain. And so that's just my testimony to say that it definitely can happen, and you are worth it. You are worthy of creating the change that you want. So what are you going to make of this 2022? It's your choice. Are you going to decide? Anyway, I leave you with that. I hope you guys are having a beautiful year. And if you have any questions, then by all means, reach out. Sending my love. Bye for now.